Welcome to Misty Mornings, Gentle Tea, a soothing and enchanting sleep story designed to lull you into a peaceful slumber. If you enjoy this content and would like to see more like it, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Before we step into Evelyn's world of quiet mornings and blooming gardens, we'll begin with a gentle breathing guidance to help you relax and prepare for the journey ahead. If you prefer to skip directly to the story, you can find the timestamps for each chapter in the description below. Take a moment to find a comfortable position, perhaps lying down or sitting in a cozy chair. Allow your body to sink into its support, feeling fully grounded and at ease. Let your arms and legs relax and gently close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. This is your time to let go of any worries or tension and invite calm and peace into your evening. Allow the gentle sounds of nature and the comforting rhythm of Evelyn's day to wash over you, guiding you into a state of deep relaxation. Now, let's take a deep, cleansing breath together. Slowly inhale through your nose, imagining you're breathing in the fresh, misty air of Evelyn's garden. Feel the air filling your lungs, expanding your chest, and bringing a sense of calm. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing any tension or stress. Feel your shoulders softening, your jaw relaxing, and your forehead smoothing out. As you breathe, visualize the warmth of the sun gently kissing the dew-covered leaves, bringing a feeling of ease and peace. Continue to breathe deeply and gently, focusing on the sensation of each inhale and exhale. With each breath, feel your body becoming heavier and more relaxed. Let the story of Evelyn and her garden transport you to a place of tranquility and contentment. Imagine the soft scent of chamomile tea, the quiet song of the kettle, and the gentle beauty of a misty morning. Allow these sensory details to envelop you, creating a sense of peace and serenity. Now, let's begin our journey into Evelyn's world, where the simple joys of everyday life await to guide you into a restful sleep. Chapter 1. The Kettle's Quiet Song. The first light of dawn filtered through the lace curtains of Evelyn's bedroom window, painting soft patterns on the pale yellow walls. A gentle mist clung to the outside world, softening the edges of familiar shapes and creating a sense of quiet seclusion. Evelyn stirred beneath the warmth of her down comforter, a feeling of contentment settling over her as she prepared to greet the day. She rose slowly and deliberately, listening to the house settle around her with its familiar creaks and groans. The floorboards were cool beneath her bare feet as she made her way to the kitchen. It was a room filled with the scent of dried herbs and the comforting clutter of a life well-lived. Jars of homemade preserves lined the shelves, and a collection of botanical prints adorned the walls. Evelyn filled the kettle with fresh water, the cool liquid gurgling as it poured in. She placed it on the stove, and soon the quiet song of the kettle began to fill the air. It was a sound she found deeply soothing, a gentle prelude to the day's simple rituals. As she waited for the water to boil, she opened the window, letting in the cool, damp air and the faint scent of damp earth and blooming roses from her garden. While the kettle sang, Evelyn chose her tea. Today she selected a delicate chamomile blend, its floral aroma promising a sense of calm and relaxation. She measured the loose leaves into her favorite porcelain teapot, a gift from her granddaughter Lily, its surface adorned with hand-painted wildflowers. The warmth of the teapot in her hands was a welcome sensation on the cool morning. The kettle clicked off, its song subsiding into a gentle hum. Evelyn carefully poured the hot water over the tea leaves, watching as they unfurled and released their fragrance. She allowed the tea to steep for a few minutes, the kitchen filling with its soothing aroma. As she waited, she gazed out the window, watching as the mist slowly lifted from her garden, revealing the vibrant greens and delicate colors of her plants. She poured herself a cup of tea, savoring the warmth of the mug in her hands. It was a simple pleasure, but one she appreciated deeply. She carried her tea to the small table by the window, settling into her favorite chair. The chair conformed to her shape, giving her a feeling of support. As she sipped her tea, she noticed a robin perched on a branch outside, its bright red breast a cheerful splash of color against the misty gray backdrop. The gentle sounds of the morning birdsong and the distant hum of traffic created a peaceful backdrop to her quiet contemplation. The warmth of the tea seeped into her, the subtle scent of chamomile filling her senses. With each sip, Evelyn felt her body relaxing, her mind becoming clearer. The warmth of the tea spread from her hands to her core, a comforting sensation that grounded her in the present moment. She closed her eyes for a moment, breathing deeply and savoring the peace and quiet of the morning. As she opened them again, she felt a sense of gratitude for the simple joys of her life, the warmth of her tea, the beauty of her garden, and the promise of a new day. This was a perfect start to the day, calm and grounding. The mist outside began to dissipate further, revealing the full splendor of her garden. Evelyn smiled, knowing that soon she would venture out to tend to her plants, to connect with the earth, and to lose herself in the quiet rhythms of nature. But for now, she would simply sit and savor her tea, allowing the peace of the morning to settle over her like a soft blanket. And as the gentle light grew stronger, she felt a sense of contentment deepen within her, a quiet knowing that all was well in her small corner of the world. Chapter 2. A Walk Through the Dew-Kissed Garden. The mist had mostly lifted now, leaving Evelyn's garden glistening with dew. Tiny droplets clung to the leaves and petals, each one reflecting the soft morning light, like a miniature jewel. Evelyn slipped on her gardening boots, the familiar feel of the worn leather grounding her, and stepped out into the cool, damp air. The garden was a symphony of greens, from the deep emerald of the ferns to the soft sage of the herbs. The air was alive with the scent of wet earth and blooming flowers, a fragrant blend that invigorated her senses. She took a slow, deliberate walk along the winding paths, her hands gently brushing against the leaves of her plants. She paused to admire a patch of lavender, its purple blooms buzzing with bees. The scent of lavender was intoxicating, a sweet floral fragrance that filled the air. She watched as the bees busily collected nectar, their fuzzy bodies dusted with pollen. Their gentle humming filled her ears, blending in with the other sounds of the garden. The soft air caressed her skin. As she continued her walk, she noticed a snail inching its way across a flower petal. Its shell shimmered in the soft light, and its antennae swayed gently as it explored its surroundings. Evelyn watched the snail for a moment, marveling at its slow, deliberate movements and its quiet determination. She felt a sense of connection to this small creature, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all living things. She reached her rose bushes, their blooms heavy with dew. She gently touched the petals of a deep red rose, its velvety texture soft beneath her fingertips. The scent of roses was rich and intoxicating, a classic fragrance that evoked memories of summers past. She carefully pruned a few of the bushes, snipping off dead leaves and shaping the branches. The action of clipping the stems and caring for the plants felt natural and soothing. As she worked in her garden, Evelyn felt a sense of peace settling over her. The act of tending to her plants, of nurturing their growth, brought her a deep sense of satisfaction. She lost herself in the quiet rhythms of nature, her mind clearing of any worries or concerns. The feel of the damp earth beneath her hands, the scent of blooming flowers, and the gentle sounds of the garden all contributed to her sense of inner calm. She paused to sit on a small stone bench, its surface cool beneath her. She closed her eyes, breathing deeply and listening to the sounds of the garden. The rustling of leaves in the breeze, the chirping of birds, and the gentle hum of insects created a peaceful symphony that soothed her soul. She felt a sense of connection to the natural world, a reminder of the beauty and tranquility that surrounds her. Opening her eyes, she noticed a small patch of wildflowers growing near the edge of the garden. They were a riot of colors, blues, yellows, and reds, their delicate petals swaying gently in the breeze. She marveled at their resilience, their ability to thrive in even the most challenging conditions. She felt a sense of hope and inspiration as she looked at them, a reminder that even in the midst of uncertainty, beauty and joy can still be found. As she continued her walk, Evelyn felt a sense of gratitude for the simple joys of her life, the beauty of her garden, the connection to nature, and the peace and quiet of her surroundings. She knew that she was fortunate to have found such solace in the ordinary moments of her day, and she cherished each one. The sun, now stronger, warmed her face. The garden felt like a personal sanctuary, a place where she could always find peace and renewal. Chapter 3. Letters from Afar. Back inside the cottage, Evelyn settled at her writing desk, a cheerful space bathed in soft morning light. The desk was covered in mementos, photographs of loved ones, small trinkets collected over the years, and a collection of pressed flowers. She often found herself reminiscing when sitting here, connecting with happy memories. A stack of letters sat waiting to be read, including one from her granddaughter Lily, who was studying abroad in Italy. Evelyn eagerly reached for Lily's letter, her heart filled with anticipation. She carefully opened the envelope, inhaling the faint scent of foreign paper and ink. As she read, Lily's words transported her to the sun-drenched streets of Florence. Lily described her adventures, her studies of Renaissance art, and her encounters with new and exciting cultures. She wrote of vibrant colors, delicious food, and the warmth of the Italian sun. Evelyn could almost feel the sun on her skin and taste the flavors of Italy as she read Lily's vivid descriptions. The words felt warm and alive. Lily also wrote of her challenges: the language barrier, the unfamiliar customs, and the occasional pang of homesickness. But she conveyed a sense of determination and resilience, a willingness to embrace the unknown and to learn from her experiences. Evelyn felt proud of Lily's adventurous spirit and her eagerness to explore the world. She felt a strong connection with her granddaughter, despite the physical distance separating them. As she finished the letter, Evelyn smiled, feeling a sense of joy and connection. She imagined Lily walking through ancient streets, marveling at masterpieces of art and immersing herself in a new culture. She felt a vicarious thrill through Lily's experiences, a reminder of the vastness and wonder of the world beyond her garden. The letter felt like a small window into another world. She decided to write back to Lily, sharing her own observations of the changing seasons in her garden. She described the vibrant colors of the autumn leaves, the crispness of the air, and the anticipation of the coming winter. She wrote of her daily routines, her tea ritual, her gardening walks, and her quiet moments of reflection. She hoped that her letter would bring Lily a sense of comfort and connection, a reminder of home and the simple joys of life. She carefully chose her words, wanting to convey a sense of love and support. She wrote of her pride in Lily's accomplishments, her admiration for her adventurous spirit, and her unwavering belief in her potential. She encouraged Lily to embrace her experiences, to learn from her challenges, and to savor every moment of her journey. The words poured easily from her heart onto the page. As she finished writing, Evelyn felt a sense of peace and contentment. She had connected with her granddaughter across the miles, sharing her thoughts and feelings and offering her love and support. She carefully folded the letter, sealed the envelope, and addressed it to Lily in Florence. She knew that it would take several days for her letter to reach Lily, but she found comfort in the thought of it making its way across the ocean, carrying her love and good wishes to her granddaughter. In the meantime, she would continue to tend to her garden, to savor her tea, and to find joy in the simple moments of her day, knowing that Lily was doing the same, thousands of miles away. The act of writing and anticipating a reply filled her with a quiet sense of peace. The connection made her feel as if she was a part of a much larger world. Chapter 4. The Comfort of an Old Book. The afternoon settled in, bringing with it a soft gray light and a gentle patter of rain against the windows. Evelyn loved rainy afternoons. The sound of the rain created a cozy atmosphere, perfect for curling up with a good book. She gathered a soft blanket and made her way to her favorite armchair in the living room, a haven of comfort and warmth. The armchair was well worn, its cushions conforming to her shape and its fabric faded with time. It was a place of refuge, a place where she could escape into the world of books and lose herself in the stories of others. She reached for her current read, a collection of poetry by Mary Oliver. She loved Oliver's work for its simple language, its deep appreciation for nature, and its profound insights into the human condition. She opened the book, its pages worn and creased from countless readings. The scent of old paper filled her nostrils, a comforting aroma that evoked memories of libraries and quiet afternoons spent reading. She began to read slowly, savoring each word and reflecting on the themes of nature, peace, and simple living. Oliver's poem spoke of the beauty of the natural world, the flight of birds, the blooming of flowers, and the gentle rhythms of the seasons. They celebrated the ordinary moments of life, finding joy in the simple things: a walk in the woods, a cup of tea, a conversation with a friend. Evelyn found herself nodding in agreement as she read, feeling a deep connection to Oliver's words. The poetry was soothing to her mind. The rain continued to fall outside, its gentle patter creating a soothing soundtrack to her reading. She closed her eyes for a moment, listening to the sound of the rain and feeling the warmth of the blanket around her. She felt a sense of peace and contentment, a quiet knowing that all was well in her small corner of the world. The world outside faded away as she read. She opened her eyes and continued reading, losing herself in the beauty of Oliver's poetry. She reflected on her own life, her own experiences, and her own appreciation for the simple joys of the everyday. She realized that she, too, had found solace in nature, in the rhythm of the seasons, and in the quiet moments of reflection. The words on the page mirrored her own experiences. She read a poem about a walk in the woods, about the feeling of being surrounded by trees, by the rustling of leaves, and by the gentle murmur of a stream. She imagined herself walking through the woods, feeling the cool air on her skin, smelling the scent of damp earth and pine needles, and listening to the sounds of nature. She felt a sense of connection to the natural world, a reminder of the beauty and tranquility that surrounds her. Her body relaxed as she read about walking outdoors. She read a poem about a cup of tea, about the warmth of the mug in her hands, the aroma of the tea filling her nostrils, and the sense of peace and contentment that it brought. She savored the memory of her morning tea ritual, the quiet moments of reflection, and the gratitude for the simple joys of life. She felt a sense of warmth and comfort, a reminder of the power of small pleasures to bring joy and peace. The words created a sensory memory. As she continued reading, Evelyn felt herself drifting into a state of peaceful contemplation. The gentle rhythm of the poetry, the quiet of the house, and the sound of the rain all contributed to her sense of inner calm. She closed her eyes again, allowing the words to wash over her, soothing her soul and bringing her closer to a state of restful peace. She felt heavy and relaxed. The book fell gently into her lap as she drifted closer to sleep. Chapter 5. Evening Reflections by Candlelight. As dusk fell, Evelyn rose from her armchair, feeling refreshed and renewed after her afternoon of reading. The rain had stopped, and the sky was beginning to clear, revealing a soft, pale light. She stretched her limbs, feeling the tension release from her body, and made her way to the kitchen to prepare a simple supper. She lit a beeswax candle, its soft glow illuminating the living room with a warm and inviting light. The scent of beeswax filled the air, a subtle and comforting aroma that evoked memories of childhood and simpler times. She turned off the electric lights, preferring the gentle flicker of candlelight. The gentle flickering soothed her mind. She prepared a simple meal of soup and bread, savoring the aroma of the simmering broth and the warmth of the freshly baked bread. She ate slowly, mindfully, appreciating the simple flavors and textures of her meal. She felt grateful for the nourishment and the sustenance that it provided. She appreciated every bite of the meal. After supper, she sat quietly by the window, watching as the darkness deepened outside. The stars began to appear, twinkling like diamonds against the velvet sky. She marveled at the vastness and beauty of the universe, feeling a sense of awe and wonder. She felt small and insignificant in the face of such immensity, but also connected to something larger than herself. She reflected on the day's simple joys, the warmth of her tea, the beauty of her garden, the connection to her granddaughter, and the wisdom of her book. She felt a sense of gratitude for the peace and contentment she had found in her ordinary life. She knew that she was fortunate to have found such solace in the simple moments of her day, and she cherished each one. Every moment of the day brought joy. She thought of Lily, her granddaughter studying abroad in Italy. She imagined her walking through ancient streets, marveling at masterpieces of art, and immersing herself in a new culture. She felt proud of Lily's adventurous spirit and her eagerness to explore the world. She hoped that Lily was finding joy and fulfillment in her experiences, and that she was learning and growing from her challenges. She hoped Lily would visit again soon. She felt a deep sense of connection to Lily, despite the physical distance separating them. She knew that their love and support for each other would transcend any distance, and that they would always be connected in spirit. She felt grateful for the bond that they shared, and for the joy and love that Lily brought into her life. As the evening deepened, Evelyn felt a sense of peace and contentment settling over her. She knew that she would soon retire to bed, to sleep soundly and dream peacefully. She felt grateful for the simple joys of her life, for the beauty of the natural world, and for the love and connection that she shared with her loved ones. She blew out the candle, plunging the living room into darkness. The only light came from the stars outside, casting a soft, pale glow on the walls. She made her way to her bedroom, feeling the cool air on her skin and the soft carpet beneath her feet. She slipped into her pajamas, feeling the comfortable fabric against her skin, and climbed into bed, pulling the covers up around her. As she drifted off to sleep, she felt a sense of peace and contentment, knowing that all was well in her small corner of the world. She smiled as she thought about the day and drifted gently to sleep.